337-826. Perfect for the guy out there that is looking for that great everyday luxury look with that sporty chronograph style. Now, inside this watch, of course, you get a modified Swiss-made ETA automatic movement inside. Oris actually gets all of their movements in-house. This is the Oris 674 25 Joule automatic. It's a modified Valjoux 7750 automatic chronograph. They've moved the date window down to the 6 o'clock position. 337-864 sapphire crystal on the front, but you do get a mineral crystal on the case back to look into that beautiful Oris 674 or Valjoux 7750 automatic chronograph. Silver tone for the nice thick case. Beautiful brown leather strap that already feels broken in. A customized single fold scissor style supported clasp with perlage decoration. You know, this is that great watch for the guy out there who doesn't want any frills, doesn't want any bells and whistles. You want something with quality. You want a good top tier name. You want a top tier movement inside, but you're not looking for the watch that's going to be the most complicated in the room. You're not looking for the watch that every single person is going to say, oh my God, that's the most fabulous watch ever. You just want something that is classic and can stand the test of time. And this Artix automatic from Oris is that watch. So the fact that not only do you get it discounted, but you save even more money because it's a store display model, that makes this such an incredible value. We used to never be able to air store display models on our show. Now we are able to. The Oris box is included. All of the papers are included. This watch is in excellent condition with very little wear. And these are all purchased, every time you see a store display watch that we have, all purchased exclusively from an authorized dealer. 337-826. Let's do a quick mention here on my hot pick, which is actually one of our best sellers right now, including the top selling ladies watch. 338-645, the 37mm Ritz collection, ladies. What's so nice about this, and hopefully we'll be able to air it again a little bit later on tonight, is you've got the rich warmth of the 18-karat rose gold plated steel, and then you've got that bright white on there, the center links of the bracelet and the dial. So something with the white, you might think, okay, well, you know, I mean, we all know that those old rules of no white after Labor Day are kind of shot. But what is so striking about this is how well the bright winter white does look with the 18-karat rose gold plating. And you saw when I tried it on with my black top on, it just stands out. You've got 2 rings of crystals on the bezel. You've got crystals set to look like diamonds on the dial. It's a Michael Kors watch for $125. Gentlemen out there, if you have daughters, granddaughters, if you have a wife, a girlfriend, some woman out there that you're looking to get a watch for, you want to get them something fun, something they can dress up, dress down, they're a fashionista in your life, get them a Michael Kors watch. 338-645, it's a no-brainer. 4 payments of $38.75. And we've got less than 2 dozen of those, by the way.
The Accutron by Bulova 40mm Kirkwood really is beautiful. Now, when the moment you're seeing the AccuSwiss name, you're seeing the Accutron name, you know that you're getting a high-end watch. Bulova has been building watches since 1875, and this beautiful watch is a stunner. Now, first thing you're going to notice is the build quality. From the bracelet, the deployment clasp, the watch head itself. The durability of that recessed sapphire crystal, the high mirror polish all the way around, including the links that you're seeing with the great polish. These are solid link construction here. Sapphire crystal really is durable, both front and back. The watch has 100 meters of water resistance, and on the inside is a 26 Joule automatic. Now, the open heart configuration at the 12 o'clock position is probably what draws the eye in most clearly. There is a sunburst pattern, if you will, in the center part of the dial, and it just draws the eye right up to that 12 o'clock position. The Roman 3, 6, and 9 stand out on the watch as well as the stick marker indices that are also in high mirror polish. 3-hand configuration and a stunner to be sure. But what really stuns is the price. Folks, it's not $1,200. It will be $699 at midnight Sunday. But until then, you can get this watch. I'm telling you right now, but we pulled this up live a little bit ago. Groupon has a variation of this watch for $390. And that's a Groupon. They've always got great prices, but we're World of Watches and we have a reputation to uphold. So we've dropped the price to $309 or $80 less than a Groupon. Folks, we think that this is a phenomenal value. Please consider it for your collection. 226297.
All right, so we're going to get into our first watch of this hour, Rock the Look. As you can see from the preview, it's a mixed bag, all different styles. So let's start off with a quick mention here from Akribos. If you're looking for something that is bold, that is colorful, and that's really cool for the weekends, maybe going to the beach, the gym.
You just described Anthony.
I know, he was nodding his head. You know what's nice? I think I said cool and colorful. You know what's nice about this?
Go to the beach or gym.
If you're looking for this, now is the time of year. You know, we were talking a few moments ago about how, you know, we don't really get seasons in Florida. But actually, on a day like today where we can joke that it's about 80 degrees, we were all talking when we came in today how it's such a beautiful day. The weather is so amazing. And so it's so nice in South Florida that this really does become the time of year where you do want to go to the beach, you know, because it's so hot in the summertime. So this is just that perfect watch for vacation. It's that great watch to wear if you are looking for something kind of fun on the weekends and colorful. All blacked out. The dial, the bezel, the case, everything blacked out with this rich cobalt blue strap. Now, this might be a sporty style from Akribos, but it does feature a Swiss-made ISA 8172 movement inside. We talked about that movement earlier because Swiss Legend uses it. That day of the week subdial at the 6 o'clock position. I love that. I love being able to see more of my calendar on my wrist. So here you get the day of the week, the date. You can even use the chronograph for 30 minutes. 302-832. 4 payments of $17.50. Now, if you like that style, but maybe that purple, just not feeling it, how about the super classic look here of silver tone and black? If you're looking to get a gift, perhaps go this way. A bit more traditional, still very sporty. 302-833, exact same watch. You have 50 meters of water resistance. You have a Swiss-made movement inside. It's the ISA 8172. And you have 4 payments on this. 4 payments of $17.50. And remember, we are gifting you this weekend because you are also going to get a gift if you spend $69.99 or more. And that is the gift of the watch toolkit. 302-833.
All right, folks, I want you to take a look at the Frederic Constant 43mm Classics Automatic. Now, this is really, really very nice. Now, I want you to take a look because this, to me, just has such a cool feel to it. It really does feel vintage. It really does feel like it is just going to stand out from the crowd. Now, there's only 4 of these. And when you see that beautiful texturing in the center of the dial, now on the inside is the Frederic Constant, the FC 303 movement. That's a 25 jewel. And of course, that is a modified Valjoux 7750. Now, we saw this used numerous times in the highest end watches in the world. It's a $1,900 watch. Now, as we come into the live shot, you can really begin to see the detail on that dial. Look at that. Now, you notice how the Arabic numerals almost look dark here, but then when you hold it in just the right light, you realize it's kind of a muted gold. Absolutely beautiful. Now, this is an automatic. Of course, in that 25 jewel. Let me turn that over.
Oh, isn't that just beautiful?
Now, tell me that's just not stunning. Would you like to go there?
Absolutely.
Well, you can wear the watch. And
I was going to say, are you taking me?
Well, it's part of the package, dear. Look at that. Is that not just stunning? 100 meters of water resistance. This is a limited edition piece from Frederic Constant. Now, I'm pretty confident that's Venice. How about you?
Oh, God, that's beautiful.
Now, look.
Yeah, that's the Love Bridge right there.
And of course, I want you to be able to see, there is the Cote de Genève on that gold-plated rotor. If we rotate right there, you can see the beating heart of the watch. Turn that back over and look at all the texturing. Now, this watch is not a thin watch. There is some size to this watch. There is presence to this watch, and you want there to be. Now, let me stress to you, when you see store display, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to see how close we can get this to camera 3, because I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and come into. All right, I'm going to move in to camera 3. So just follow with me just for a second, because I'm going to really mess him up here. 3. Camera 3. I want you to get into that right there. Look at that. Here's what I want you to see.
Okay.
I want you to see the high mirror polish on this, and to realize that you are seeing the shiniest part of the watch. As a store display, the only thing that this watch has is it's had the bubble wrap. It's had all of that stuff taken off of it. This is in such high mirror polish. I mean, if there's any scratches on this, you would see it. This watch is all but flawless. I mean, you can see my fingerprints, but look at that. There is, of course, no scratching on that sapphire crystal. I want you to be able to see the inside of that strap and realize that everything here is as new. If there is anything, I can't even use the word light. The word light seems too heavy to describe anything that's happened to this watch. Remember, this is either sat in the display case or in the window, and that's it. That's why the price is $1,000, not $3,395. Now, store displays are our best way to get a high-end watch at the absolutely lowest price. Let me slip this on the wrist. I want you to just see how beautiful this looks. This is also going to give you an idea of size, wearability. Oh, look at that. That just is so ready to go home with me.
Do you know what's interesting about this collection, the Runabout collection? This is actually a celebration of the legendary Runabout yachts from the 1920s. And Frederic Constant did a limited edition special collection honoring runabout boats, which were actually designed by engineers who wanted to create highly polished designs. You know, like those beautiful wooden speedboats that you see all over Italy? And what's so cool about this is in 1998, the Riva Historical Society was founded in Milan, Italy. And the primary objective of the Riva Historical Society was to aid in the conservation of runabout boats. So Frederic Constant actually joined up with the Riva Society to create this collection of watches. Isn't that cool? I think
it is absolutely stunning. And of course, there is Italy right there on the back of the watch, etched into it with that partial exhibition window, beautiful 316L stainless steel sapphire crystal, the beautiful Croco embossed genuine leather strap, the Valjoux 7750 modified to become the FC 303 movement 25 jewel stunner all the way around. $1,000, and that seems too much out of pocket. Only $200 gets it home. Free shipping. Our free gift to you tonight is the World of Watches toolkit, which should you need to change the strap on this, you'll be able to do flawlessly. And maybe you need something more iconic, even more iconic than Frederic Constant. Well, yes, there is some watches that hold a level of iconism that nobody else can touch. And I think the next watch does that. And whether a gentleman or a lady, this ultra thin watch in the modern classic size, befitting of either a gentleman or a lady, is going to be. Oh, this one?
This watch just sold out.
No! Oh, goodbye, little watch. We were friends for just a moment.
We hardly knew ye. Looks bigger too.
That does look nice. Well, there's the beauty shot. We're oohing and awing over this beautiful watch, but you are acting so quickly. And, you know, we do give you a warning on that. Now, we apologize if some of these sneak up on us, because there's no way, with the hundreds of watches at the World of Watches website that are on this ultra low price, we never know if you're shopping right now in the here and now, or if you're checking out things that we have not even shown yet. Well, I'm going to show you something I've been wearing all night. And the Artix automatic is stunning. It is so comfortable. I forgot that I had it on at some point. But there is a weight to the watch by its size. I mean, they could have gone with a 40, 41, 42, that's classic, 43, oh, you're getting a little larger, 44. It's an attention getter. But it's not just the size measuring diagonally. They've also left a little weight in that case. You know you're wearing a value. You know that you're wearing a watch with weight to it. Look at that. The classic 3-eye at the 12, 9, and 6 o'clock position. Notice that you have a small seconds at the 9 o'clock that's continuously running. Simple hit of that pusher is going to start our chronograph. Notice how fluidly that is moving. That's what you get with a high-end movement. Start, stop, and of course there's your reset right there. As Megan pointed out, Oris likes to prominently display their name. Now, you know what interfered with that? A date complication that might go at the 3 o'clock. Leave it to Oris to go to the trouble of moving it all the way to the 6 o'clock position just so the Oris name could have its prominence in its proper place. And I think that just shows their level of detail. Notice that as you turn the watch over, there is the Swiss-made Oris high-mech rotor. Now, you might not be able to see this, but in the dead center of that rotor are ball bearings that give this the most fluid of movement. The high-mech rotor celebrates the time in which mechanical watches were freed of the bonds of having to be wound because it became a self-winding movement. That red rotor just shows you right there that you'll never need to buy a battery. The simple motion of your body causes the kinetic energy to store energy in the mainspring and keep this watch going. The 25 jewels inside ensure the reliability, the accuracy, the lack of friction, because the jewels take place inside the watch where friction or pressure may be. 337828, let me slip it on the wrist, $3,350. That's an expensive watch. You can get it for $2,479 at midnight tomorrow. Right now, this store display, bubble wrap removed, taken out of the box, been sitting in a display case or a window, can be sent directly to your home with a discount of 60% off the retail price. $1,399. Now, we know that with the holidays approaching and maybe you want that high end and you don't want to throw all the money out at once, $233.33. That's interest free. Try going to the bank and getting a $1,400 loan. Tell them you don't want to sign any paperwork. You don't want to have to apply for it. You don't want to pay any interest. What bank doesn't charge interest? Well, we're not a bank. These are not loans to you. We simply float it to you on the stress-free payments. But we send you the watch right away. It's not when you get to the 6th payment we send you the watch. You get it the next business day. 337826. Look at that on the wrist. What do you think, Ms. Harris?
I mean, I love this style because of how classic and elegant it is, but it's also something that you could very easily dress down for the weekends, like if you're just running out to go to dinner. So I think that this is one of those great watches for guys out there that are in the market to get a luxury watch. They want something high-end. They know they want Swiss-made, but this is really that perfect watch. I mean, even just wearing it in silver tone and black with your blue top, it just works really well.
Oh, I think so. And if I was in a suit and tie, suddenly wearing Oris on the wrist, someone looking at a $3,500, a $4,000 watch on the wrist, nobody goes, oh, you're kind of slumming it today, aren't you? No! But it also is not an intimidating watch that if you do wear the blue jeans and a t-shirt and you're heading out to visit the guys, that somehow this watch is just, it fits in. All right, folks, 337826, the 44mm Artix.
Here's another Oris style for you guys out there that are looking for something, but maybe you don't need the bells and whistles of the chronograph. Maybe you like the super classic look of the 3-hand. Now here, this is item number 338243. Can't argue this price, right? You're at $680. And the great thing about this store display is you get the Oris box, you get the Oris papers.
Wow.
The merchandise is in excellent condition with really no wear. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It looks brand new. There's nothing wrong with having a store display or a previously owned watch, you know, something that maybe you even traded from a watch dealer with. Inside is the Oris 733. That is a 26 joule automatic movement. That's a modified ETA automatic movement. And what's nice about this is when you think of those classic men's timepieces, those simplified designs, guys, that's something that really, you can wear this now, you can wear this again in 10, 20 years. And what's so nice is our price right now, especially the monthly price of just $136. Think about that for a moment. Think about what you're able to get here. Every month at $136 for the price of a nice, most likely not Swiss-made watch, certainly not a Swiss-made automatic watch, you can purchase a $1,700 Swiss-made automatic. There's the Oris 733. Of course, the high mech, that's the red on the rotor. That's Oris's proprietary design. They do that, of course, to signify when watches went from mechanical to automatic by adding a rotor to them, so that way that rotor spins freely, and that way the power inside the movement always remains, and you're always able to, as long as you're wearing your automatic watch, you're able to keep the watch wound. Classic dial layout too. Notice that you do have these elongated stick hour markers, but on the edge of every stick hour marker, you've also got the hand applied Arabic numerals. And I do like the way that they follow, depending on how you turn the watch, they actually follow the actual shape. So if you've got the watch on the side, you're looking at the 9 straight up and down. So it has this really nice symmetrical look all the way around. Multi-level dial. Notice you can see here starting in the center chapter, you've got 1, 2 for the outer edge where the hour markers are, the stick hour markers I should say, and then a third dial edge also done in silver tone. It's amazing that it's all the same shade of silver tone, but having those different levels just adds a little something extra to it. Date window at the 6th, just a no muss, no fuss, straightforward style. And check out the closure on here. It's a push button, single fold deployant closure, and what you actually do, because there are these holes in the alligator, in the croco embossed leather strap, is, I'll take this out to show you. Your customized closure, right here, you take your leather strap and you thread it underneath the closure, and then that little piece that's sticking up, that's going to go through one of the holes in the strap. So I'm just going to assume, because my wrist is a bit smaller, I'm going to make it a little tighter down here. Just pull the strap right through. You just got to give it a little give, push it through. And now notice, every time you close it, it's already set in your size. The difference being, think about the watch that I've got on my wrist right now. Let's see if I can turn this to show you. It's a really short strap. Every time you take this off, you pull the strap, right? Every time you take it through the buckle. So what happens is over time, you might notice that on some of your older watches or watches that you wear a lot, your leather strap gets really worn out. On this watch, you don't have to worry about that. So every time you pick it up and slide it onto your wrist, oh, look at that, I got it right on the first try. It fits perfectly. I love a classic look like this. I love something straightforward, something simple. Listen, I'm around watches all the time, both in my personal collection, at work here, on the show, and there are times, and I know you guys are watching at home and you'll agree, that you can really get blown away by how cool a movement is, or the accuracy, or the case, or the strap. But then there are times where, you know, you just want that watch that you can fall back on. You just want a straightforward style, something that you could wear every day, something that you don't need to dress up or dress down because it just goes with everything you own. To be able to get all of that versatility, plus have it be a watch that you're saving over $1,000 on, and that you can pay off every single month interest-free. Because remember, my favorite thing about the stress-free payments is a situation like this. Look, I think it's really cool that every show we can get you watches home for as little as $10. But in my opinion, if I was shopping, I'd probably just put the, you know, 40, 50 bucks down for a watch like that. With a watch like this though, I'm watching the show at home and I'm thinking, all right, 680 bucks, sure, I think it looks good, but you know what? Maybe I don't want to put that whole amount out right now. So that's why you put out the stress-free payments on these high-end watches. It makes so much sense. It's so great because it's interest-free. You don't take out a credit card or a line of credit. You use a credit card currently in your wallet. So you're able to get something that maybe you only ever hoped of getting, right? $1,700 is a lot of money to spend on a watch. But here, under $700, and then at $136 a month, That's what I love, is being able to get these bigger ticket items home without feeling the burden of spending over $1,000 on a watch. So definitely take advantage. As a reminder, of course, with our high-end watches especially, but with all of them, if you spend $69.99 or more this weekend, and that could be on a number of watches. You could buy 2 of our $40 watches, of course, but if you spend your total order price is $69.99 or more, you get the watch toolkit this weekend.
2 things. One, we say hi to Levi in Reno. He just figured out he can watch us on Facebook.
Yeah, you guys can definitely watch us on Facebook. We stream live on our Facebook page, World of Watches. We're also on YouTube. You can watch our show on YouTube, and of course, DirecTV, channel 227, holding it down from day one.
You want to go to Reno?
Have I ever been to Reno?
Would you want to go?
Sure, why not?
Let's do a show from there.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, and the other thing, Paul, our friend Paul, asked about the Frederic Constant, the runabout. He said, don't forget to mention, that comes in that beautiful, and I had them check, in the studio, that beautiful rosewood box that has the model boat in it. And it's so nice.
Don't forget, thank you, Paul, for keeping us on our toes like that. That's why we love talking to you guys. Throughout the show, you can send us tweets. You can write on our Facebook Live video. You can email us. We love to talk to you because there are certain things that we maybe don't know or that we forget in our presentations. So it's always great for us to be able to learn from you just as much as we like to feel we're able to share information with you as well.
We're friends. I mean, we love having the conversations. You
Not,
find
not,
us on
not
Facebook.
us. Like, we're talking about you guys.
No.
This is a work relationship only.
What did you eat?
Very funny candy.
With garlic.
Let's keep going. Oh, this watch. Go ahead, Wiley.
Oh, you know what? We've had so much interest in this watch tonight. This is just such a cool watch. There is another version of this, if there's any left, and I sent a picture of it to my son, and he's like, oh my gosh, Dad, you've got to get that. And I'm like, well, you're right, I do for me. Because this watch it's so aviation inspiration. I mean, this is really a field style or a military style, but it's aviation. That's why you have the bidirectional bezel. It allows you to make adjustments that if you're going to take it as a dive watch, you wouldn't necessarily want to have the bidirection on it. Clearly seen at a distance, and it mimics, just like Bell and Ross, what the instrument might be inside of an aircraft that's keeping track of time. Notice the 12, 3, 6, and 9 are clearly visible. Generous amount of lume that you can see on the watch. And I think when you take a look at it and you realize this looks very tactical, very military, very easy to see at a glance. Notice that on the end cap on the sweep hand, the letter T is there for Tissot. You also not only have a date complication, but a day complication, and notice how visually visible they are. It would have been very easy to put a black wheel in there with white lettering, or a reverse date wheel, but instead they chose something that stands out. This is all about visibility, readability, reliability, and accuracy at a glance. Now, just to let you know that there's a little bit of aviation inspiration here, look at the turbine-esque covering over the back of the watch. Oh yeah, you like that. I know you do, because I do. I like stuff that's unusual. I like things that have an architectural and industrial feel to them. I feel like they've taken some small plane parts and made a watch out of it. Sapphire crystal, all Swiss made. Water resistant to 100 meters, 316L stainless steel. And look at the curvature on that 44 millimeter case. I also like the texturing in the look, if you will. It's very machined, the way that they have made the crown. Now, if you think the watch really looks good here, do we have any sort of lume on this guy yet? Take a peek. I'm going to slip this on the wrist as they go into a beauty shot, and then you can see how beautiful it looks on the wrist.
You know what's nice about this is because those hands are so big against that black backdrop, it's really able to tell the time just at a quick glance down at the wrist. If you're just going about your day, you're really able to just see it so quickly.
And I have a couple of watches in my collection that I wear exclusively for that reason. Because both you and I are in a very time-sensitive world. Now, in a second. And if we're speaking, if we're doing something that requires that, you don't want to look like you're looking at your watch. Have you ever been in a meeting and you want to look down at your watch and you go, oh, someone's going to notice?
Only every time I come here.
With me, thanks. This is one of those that from a distance, you're going to be able to glance down and see that. Now, any lume? They're checking. Oh, well, it looks just like this, except it would be dark around it, and then the white parts would be glowing. That's not it. No, because there is a generous amount of lume. The 12, 3, 6, and 9 and the hands all have a generous amount of Swiss Superluminova. The watch is only $289. It'll be back up to $433.99 at midnight on Sunday. Don't pay retail of $775. You can get it right now for $58. That's your first of 5 stress-free interest-free payments, free shipping, free gift, 30-day money-back guarantee. What a cool watch. 321805. Hey, Mr. Director, I can tell when you want me to hurry. You take that deep sigh like, oh, he's lingering.
This next watch coming up is really cool, and I think we've only ever had it on the show once or twice.
I like that one.
Check this out. I really like this. Oh, it's perfect for me. It's the Type A. Well, 331-902. It's actually the Type A-15 from Bulova AccuSwiss. Bulova AccuSwiss was rebranded from Bulova Accutron to further emphasize, if you will, that Accutron was a Swiss-made brand of Bulova. So they renamed it Bulova AccuSwiss in 2014. This is item number 331902. What you're looking at here is Swiss-made and an automatic. Inside is a Sellita SW200 automatic movement. Now, check this out. Notice how you've got this dark black dial and then the high contrast, speaking of, like with that T Navigator, the bright white of all of the hour markers and the tips of the hands. You might be wondering though, why in the world, if this is a 3-hand, would there be 3 little crowns, right? Kind of interesting. It's not a chronograph. Notice when we come in closer how you've actually got an inner bezel rotated using the top crown and then a double rim accumulator when you do the bottom one. Check that out. So you can actually set both of these because this is a pilot style design, and you could also do it essentially if you were swimming and diving, because this top one that's doing that outer bezel edge, that one right underneath the crystal, that really you could manipulate for swimming and diving. Another thing that you could do that's really cool about this watch is you can actually take, you can make this more than one time zone. Let me show you what I mean by that. So the currently displayed hours we're looking at here, right? Like this is a traditional time. You know, we always like to have our watches set. I'm just going to round here to 10:10. But I can actually take, using the bottom crown, rotating that other 12-hour chapter ring, and I can offset that to be a secondary time zone. That way, when this when this hand is moving for the hours, it will show me 2 different time zones at once. So let's say we want to do California, right? So if it's 10 o'clock here, it would be 7 o'clock there. So I would just line that up. Now I know every single time it is, 11 a.m. here on the East Coast, it's 8 a.m. on the West Coast. So you actually have 2 time zones on one dial. In addition to that, the red on the inside there, that's for your AM/PM indicator. So you always know what the military equivalent of the currently displayed hours would be. Say you wanted to talk to somebody and they said, okay, meet me somewhere at 2200 hours. Or I get a girlfriend that right after college, she moved out she was living in Tel Aviv for 8 years. She now lives back here, and she was so used to doing the 24-hour clock that even on her iPhone and on her phone and everything like that, and on her watch, she has it set for military time. So this is that kind of way I could sort of keep up with her. You can see the military equivalent of the currently displayed hours on that inner ring. But how slick is that you've got a secondary time zone, so you just line it up based on whatever your currently displayed hours, though. Again, you just have to do the math at first. Think, okay, well, how many hours ahead or behind me do I want to have that? And then just set it up one time. And that way, every time this hand moves, you're able to tell the different times. So while it might be an aviation-inspired design, this is a great way to make it work for us, assuming most of us actually don't use it for that feature. What's really cool is this whole design was actually inspired by the U.S. Army Forces. That's why it's called the A-15. So you get that military kind of pilots-inspired design. Now, 40 millimeter case, it's great, guys, if you're looking at something because you want it in that vintage classic size. Maybe you want something that looks like your father gave it to you or your grandfather, something that's been passed down in your family. But ladies, at 40 millimeters, it's also perfect for us if you're like me and you tend to every now and then like to have watches that are a bit more masculine, are a bit sportier. This is that really cool watch that you can actually wear with a lot of different fashions and a lot of different styles. So that's what I sort of like about this, is you get that cool functionality inside on top of the fact that it's a Swiss-made watch with an automatic movement. But then the color combination keeps it feeling really, really vintage, like early 1900s. There's something very like World War I era about this to me.
Oh, I think so. You can just see the pilot putting on his leather jacket and climbing into his biplane and just glancing down for a moment and heading off into the big blue yonder. This is just that watch that has, but it's also very military and very tactical. It's like Luminox in a tuxedo.
Exactly, and I like that Bulova AccuSwiss actually designed this inspired by the U.S. Army Forces.
Yeah, well, I think anytime you pull from the people who know what they're doing, and that's both Bulova and the Army, then you've got a great watch. Now, this is going to be one of the watches, and you have to worry about that raised crystal. Now, that is a great vintage look. Now, that was an old watch. That would be Hesselite, a form of almost plastic, if you will. That's sapphire, so it's going to be as scratch-resistant as any material that you could ever put on a watch, but it looks vintage. So don't worry about that standing up. It's going to look that great. In fact, when everything else about that watch may have wear and tear, that crystal's going to look good for years, decades to come. Generous.
8 1/4 inch wrist, so great gentlemen and ladies. I don't even have it on the tightest closure with my 6-inch wrist. 331902. I know quantity is super limited. Oh, we already only have 2 of these to go around, and that's it. That's a really cool style, right?
I would wear this. I mean, this is one of the watches that sometimes when a company tries, if you will, to do something, you go, oh, that was a nice effort. I see what you did there. They got it. They won here, just like this Tissot. Now, I think you described this. It was a great term. It's a deconstructed watch.
Yeah.
They took all the elements that you might see on one dial and created really 3 dials. Notice you have your primary time there at the 1 o'clock position, which has your hours and minutes. Then they gave you a secondary small seconds there at the 7 o'clock. Then they moved the date on you, and you expected it at the 3 o'clock. They moved it to the 9. Even the Tissot name, which might be at the 12 o'clock, has been moved to the 10 o'clock. And the word automatic, which should be at the 6 o'clock, is over there at the 4. It's as if there has been a small explosion and everything got shifted. But you know what it created? Art. A beautiful art piece that just gives you a clear glimpse at everything you need to see. And you have to wonder why some watches are so large. Because look at the clarity here. Here's a 41 millimeter with, by the way, great curvature in the case and still some height on here. So you're not wearing a dainty watch. Don't think, oh, it's 41 millimeters. It's going to be too small. Stop that. You're whining. This is going to be...
Nobody likes that.
Nobody likes it. We don't tolerate that here. This is one of the watches, I'm telling you, there is a weight to it. Megan, just feel that for a second. Realize that there's not a metal strap, but there's weight to the watch.
No, I'm just kidding.
But are you kidding? You've got bigger biceps than I do.
This is true.
But then again, I want you to just take a look for a moment into that dial and look how clean, how sophisticated that is. Yet there's something very nouveau, something very artistic about it. There's an emotion to this watch. Now, Tissot, like many of our watchmakers, has been building watches for an awfully long time, 1853. Now, to give you a glimpse into their artistry, let me open our dual push button, dual scissor deployant, and I want you to see inside. Now, notice that the watch would feed through the deployant right here. I have it on the largest setting. And every time the watch closes, it is the deployant that is doing the work, not putting stress on the strap. But here is the exhibition back that allows you to see into that beautiful Tissot movement. Now take a peek in there. Can you see that? I think this is stunning. Sapphire crystal, both front and back. There is 100 meters of water resistance. Look at the Côte de Genève, the Geneva waves that are on that rotor. Fair warning, Miss Harris just informed me there are 3 of these left. She's trying to keep us tuned in as quickly as possible to the limited quantities. This would be in our honorable mentions and our best sellers, but I don't think it's going to make it that long. If you can call 877-969-8818, you might be able to snag this even before the online people. And remember, you're going to get the free gift. You're going to get the free shipping. It's $319.99. Don't wait for it to go up $140 at midnight on Sunday. It goes up to $460. And don't you dare pay the $825 that you're going to pay retail. Now, folks love Tissot. It can hold its retail price. The luxury brands tend to hold their price point. Not with us, they don't. We've even had presidents of companies who've stood there going, "You're selling my watch for what?" You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I do.
You're selling our watches for what? I mean, there was a well-known president of a watch company who said, "I could buy my watches back from you, resell them, and still make money." He's right. We are at the rock bottom lowest price. We guarantee it. Only $64 gets it home. 311439. Congratulations to the 3 of you. You are very, very fortunate. I mean, that's a beautiful watch. That's a nice daily wearer.
Check out this new Oris watch coming in hot.
Oh, that is slick.
The TT1 automatic from Oris. This is awesome.
This is really, really cool. This is very tactical. I think this is a weapon. Well, it's surprising because you think the watch is flat, and it's not. You're going to see what I'm talking about in just a second. This watch is a visual delight. I mean, take a look. Megan, look at what happens when the watch rotates, and look at this.
Oh, cool.
Weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not.
The flash of color going around between where the bezel connects to the main case.
I also just love the shape of the case. Do you see how it's slightly concave?
Yeah, sure do. And I think that's one of the things that every time you look at the watch, you're going to really appreciate. And Megan, there are 4 of these left. Now, I'm going to show you the bolts that are holding this multi-piece case together. Come in close on that, and you're going to see them. The Oris 674 is a 25 jewel, and of course this is a modified value, which Oris loves to use. Can you see up in here? See if I bring that down right there. There are hexagonal bolts all the way around that are holding this multi-piece case together. I mean, it is sealed up. I mean, this is not a watch you're getting into easily, nor should you. You do not need to mess with that value movement. That's a 25 jewel automatic. The high-mech rotor on there, you'll notice that some rotors move more fluidly than others, and you can be assured that the one that's in here is going to move. Look at that. It just wants to keep going. You don't see that on a lower-end watch. That is the fluidity and the craftsmanship. There's the beating heart of the watch because I'm adding kinetic energy into that watch every time. Now imagine if this was on your wrist, whether you're sitting at your desk, operating a computer, whether you're jogging, going to the store, picking up the kids, driving the car, you're adding energy. You'll never buy a battery again. This watch is going to run at between 4 and 6 hertz, which means it's accurate to within 5 to 10 seconds per day. That's what you can expect. If you want to go up to a Rolex, Rolex will guarantee theirs for the first 5 years, plus or minus 2 seconds per day. Outside of that, you're looking at Oris and some of the other brands that use the value movement. $3,250, slipping it on the wrist. And you can see that this is a perfect fit, 45 millimeters. It wears so comfortably. And only, remember, there is a smaller part of the watch touching your wrist than there is of the dial because the watch comes in that concave. You can see it right there. Beautiful fit, Beautiful finish on this watch. This is a store display. If you're just joining us, store displays are simply watches that have been removed from their packaging. They've either sat in the case in a jewelry store or in a window, but they've never been owned. They are as new. You're going to love it. $216.66. Only $12.99 as opposed to $22.69. And don't you dare pay the $3,200 retail price.
That is awesome. I love that red rubber ring.
I do too.
All the way around the bezel too.
Don't you love that watch?
Yeah, this is really...
I mean, this is one of those not gaudy detail, but craftsmanship detail watches.
No, this is really awesome. Love the shape of the case too. And you can really feel that it's weighty, which is kind of nice. It's a weighty watch. 339,808, the 39 millimeter slimline GP from Frederic Constant. Now you want to talk about a true classic look, no muss, no fuss. Look at this, 39 millimeter with a 2-hand dial. See, this really takes it back to a classic original timepiece, something you would have seen in the 1920s or 30s. This is the kind of style that you can totally just imagine having been given to you as a gift. You've got all 18 karat yellow gold plated steel. And then notice the high contrast there with that silver tone dial. Now this is an automatic movement inside. It's got the FC220 movement. That's an 8-jewel movement. So funny to think with all of the watches and the movements that we talk about, that we would say something has 8 jewels when we're used to saying 30 jewels, 25 jewels. But this is a simple 2-hand automatic movement inside. $400. Ladies, this is the kind of watch I want you to consider because of this streamlined design. This is another one of our store display models. Again, they are purchased exclusively from authorized dealers. They're 100% authentic. The Frederic Constant box is included. The Frederic Constant papers are included. It's just like going to the jewelry store, except you're saving with us $900. Think about this for a moment. This is probably one of the biggest price differences. A $1,300 watch, but you get it home for $80. How does this happen? It's amazing, so please take advantage. 339,808. I like that, ladies, even more than I would like it as a gentleman's watch.
That looks like solid gold. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Folks, hard to believe that we are now at only 1 hour left in the program, which means if we're in the last hour, we have to do our...
Top 10 time.
Ta-da!
We'll work on that. This is our favorite point of the show so far. Well, no, really? The end is the recap. When we get to go home, no, I'm just kidding. Kind of. You know, like when you make those jokes, but you're like kind of serious. So this is the top 10. No, we do love this. We do love this because this is where we get to see what you guys are shopping for. And you at home get to see where maybe your purchases rank amongst everyone else's. We will call out when quantity is limited because as we've been seeing tonight, even just in the 2 hours, things are going quickly.
Selling
and quantity,
fast.
Yeah, and quantity is going fast. Even some of our store display models, some of those Movados and whatnot, have sold out. So let's see what's remaining. We'll start from 10, go to 1, and see what the best sellers are.
I'm glad we're doing this. Go ahead and show them because I had somebody text me to say, so many of your watches seem expensive, and I thought, oh, they caught just that block of expensive watches.
Here's a perfect example.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad this was popping up to show you that really, for next to nothing, $39.99, you're getting a watch that should be at that $100 to $150 price point. I realize our list price of $399 is reflecting what watches like this can sell for, but a Bin & Sons should be $140, $150. Right now, this watch with a 5-year warranty is only $39.99. $10 gets it home. That's your first of 4 stress-free interest-free payments. We cover the shipping. And if you add just one more item, any item on there, you're going to get the free gift because it's $69.99 tonight is the minimum purchase to get our free gift tonight. We have given so much free stuff away. And if you think this is big, wait, just wait. All right, folks, 28767. I can't say anything. You know, I'm not going to.
Coming in at number 9, 338-645, the 37 millimeter Ritz. Why is there no Hot Picks sticker on there? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sierra.
Why do I not have green M&Ms? Where is my Perrier?
Nobody will know. Nobody will know. 338-645, the 37 millimeter Ritz, my hot pick of the night. I love this watch. I think that this is great. You know, you think upon first glance of that bright white that it's going to be a summertime or a springtime watch, but seeing it with the warm rose gold plating, I am so glad you ladies are picking this up. What a perfect watch to have for the holiday time. You don't have to break the bank. You're under 40 bucks a month if you're getting this for yourself or even as a gift for someone. But you get so much style, so much look, all of those crystals set to look like diamonds. It really is so feminine, so beautiful. Item number is 338-645, and quantity on this is limited. We are down to just over a dozen of these, and that's it. We've never even aired the Ritz collection on our program before, and here we are about to sell out of it. 338-645.
Now, right behind that, take a look at this. This is a stunning watch, and it's from Bulova. Oh, they're pushing buttons back there. It's
they're pushing buttons.
They're pushing buttons. They're actually drawing it. It's the old world way of doing World of Watches. The fonts and they're bringing me a boat. I'm on a boat. Accutron by Bulova. I want you to take a look at the 40 millimeter Kirkwood. Now, this is a beautiful watch, 26 jewel automatic. Now, inside is a modified SW200 movement. You have the hour, the minute, continuously operating sweep band with the Accutron logo at the end of that sweep band, and an open heart at the 12 o'clock with the Accutron logo. You'll also notice the Roman numerals at the 3, 6, and 9 position, and the rest of the hour indices are in high mirror polish. Exhibition back with sapphire crystal. Front crystal is also sapphire, 316L stainless steel, and it is gorgeous with that rose gold over stainless steel. Croco embossed genuine leather strap. I think this is a stunner. Now, my hot pick is a variation of this watch on bracelet. So you're going to get exactly what you want tonight. Always remember, if you don't see a watch that kind of fits every bit of the criteria, go to our website. There are thousands upon thousands of watches there, and hundreds of them have been marked down to the World of Watches TV show price. More than we can actually show you right now. Let me show you that Tissot. It's also doing incredibly well. Hey, where are our sticker that tells you what number we are? Didn't we have stickers last week?
Yeah, we'll have them back on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we will. Yeah.
How about this next one, though? The next one is number 7. 311439, always a popular seller. I believe we only have 2 or 3 of these remaining. The 41 millimeter from Tissot, as I like to call it, the deconstructed dial. You'll notice you've got the larger sub-dial showcasing the hours and the minutes, the smaller one for the continuously operating seconds. If you go to Tissot's website, you'll see this collection there in a number of different variations. This particular one is called the Big Date, as evidenced by, at the traditional 9 o'clock position, that little date window where it says it's showing off the 12th. Just above that, you've got the Tissot logo on there. It's, of course, an automatic. It is a Swiss-made ETA automatic movement inside a Swiss-made watch. 311